house is a castle. Every year I turn my castle into a massive haunted mansion. Every year I have 5,000 people come. I don't know if all 5,000 get in, but at least 5,000 people come. If you come on the street, there's people all the way up and down. They're waiting 20 houses down, 15 deep. Halloween, it's actually props and stuff and, you know, all that. But it's like the whole house is Halloween. Since it started kind of looking like a haunted house without the haunted house, because I was putting like the Medusa heads and, you know, and when I put the lion in, I think in 2009, then I put the gargoyles up, they just kind of gravitated to the house. Buses pull up, you know, from places and 50, 60, 70 people get out of the bus and then they're piling right in front of the house. It's like, and not just one bus, I'm talking about a lot of buses. Because the community is pretty awesome because they're like starving for something like this, you know? And so they kind of take over my house, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of great characters that come. There's people with great costumes. I like to commandeer them. You know what I mean? I want to actually terrify you. I want axes. And I always got some of my security guys working. I have some 7-footers, you know, and I have them wielding axes, and they're great. You know, 5-year-olds and under, they kind of crap their pants a lot, you know what I mean? It's more like for like 7, 8, 9-year-old kids who got some guts, because we make a lot of kids cry.
My name's Bob Anderson. I've been an Olympic coach, Pan American Games, and World Cup coach. I've known Dominic for quite a while. He is a great human being. He really cares about people, but they don't know the tough side of him. And the tough side of him was this guy wrestled a huge bear.
Introducing Dangerous Dom Rinaldi, 3-time the world's greatest bodyguard. Standing 6'1", weighing 291 pounds, this world-class athlete with over 12 years Greco-Roman freestyle wrestling and street fighting experience became the center of controversy when he took up the challenge to wrestle Dakota.
Well, Randy Miller, later on, he did Gladiator, and he sold New York Seltzer so he can, you know, run a wild animal refuge. And he single-handedly brought back the white tiger. And so he had the bear, and the bear liked wrestling anyway. When I first seen him, he was 650 pounds, but he was 3 years old. And within 3 months when I wrestled him at Hollywood Park, he weighed in 801 pounds. And he gained 150 pounds in 3 months. Okay, but that's kind of normal for a bear at that age. A 3-year-old bear is like having a 6-month-old puppy. Okay, and the puppy wants to play all the time, and so that's the way the bear is, because they're in the same family. So when I went to go wrestle the bear, he was just like, it was a good challenge for him because he enjoyed it. He enjoyed beating the snot out of me also, you know, so he was a bear. You know, he was ripping tree trunks apart with his claws. You know, I mean, there was a 6-foot wide tree trunk, and he's like sharpening his claws on the tree trunk while he's shredding it, you know, and I'm like, wow. And so and when he stood on his hind legs, he stood about 9 foot tall. There was an 8-foot chain link fence, and when I first got there, the bear was standing on his back legs, looking over the fence down at me on an 8-foot chain fence, and his head was sticking over looking down at me. And I was like, holy crap. Randy fed him about 60 pounds of chicken, about 20 pounds of dog food, and about 15 to 20 pounds of cookie snacks. Because he says, if I don't feed him this, he's gonna look at you as lunch. I go, well, feed him. I don't think I ever feared for my life. You're nervous because you're wrestling a Kodiak grizzly. You know, you can feel that if he wasn't listening to the trainer, he would just ate me.
Man versus bear in a wrestling match sponsored by a Southland casino.
That has activists calling for all participants to be prosecuted for animal cruelty.
In one corner is Dakota the bear and an animal rights activist who claims the bear was forced to wrestle against his will. In the other corner, wrestler Dominique Rinaldi. He says Dakota was having just as much fun as he was in the ring.
In California, they give out thousands of licenses a year to hunt bears and kill bears. You know, and when you're wrestling a bear, you ain't really wrestling them to hurt the bear. You're not going to hurt the bear. Okay, the bear's just going to whip your ass whenever he feels like it. I don't see no human in the world unless you got a weapon going to match up with a bear. The bear will just eat you. I was bodyguard for a lot of famous people that I'm not supposed to talk about. I don't know if well, I could talk about Gorbachev. He's not in the country.
Mr. Gorbachev.
And we had the contract to follow him around while he's in the U.S. because his bodyguards weren't allowed because they're Russian. They weren't authorized to carry weapons. So they had to get people, when they were in California, I had a couple police officers work and follow them around, make sure nobody killed them. Yeah, well, we were doing a Phoenix Club, a German associated club, okay? And the Germans, there's West Germans and East Germans. And Mikhail Gorbachev with Reagan tore down this wall, okay? And the Germans were thanking him. And so they were having, he was giving a speech at the Phoenix Club, and we were sitting there, and we first met him. I had an actual Russian wrestler there was an American citizen. His name was Gogi. So he spoke Russian. He talked to the Russian bodyguards who were unarmed, and they were real nervous about people being around Gorbachev. But Gorbachev liked Gogi, so they relaxed around us. So we were sitting there, and he's doing his speech, and he's meeting everybody. And about an hour and a half into this event he's doing, they said, he's moving, he's moving, he's moving. And we were all, there was 12 of us bodyguarding him. And we're going, he's moving, so we were just like panicking. We thought someone was trying to kill him. So everyone was in panic mode. And we thought, oh, you know, oh my God, we can't let him get killed. He was the president of Russia. It'd be like Ronald Reagan getting killed over in Russia. You know, we were all panic mode, who are we taking down? So we were like ready to pancake slam, kill anyone in our way, you know, to make sure this guy doesn't get hurt. And he goes, what's going on? He starts moving, and he went over into the bathroom. And he goes, what? He goes, he had to take a pee. I go, the Ruski had too many brewskis, and he had to go take a pee. My parties are probably some of the best parties you've ever been to. Number one is because we welcome you. You always come in, we're always, you know, it's like there's a feeling when you go to somewhere, you know, you have to welcome somebody. And that's number one. Number two, we have a lot of food, obviously, and a lot of everything else. And so an atmosphere, any place, you know, that you go, any party or any place you go, if you don't feel welcome there, then you'll never have a good time. So at the castle, if you ever do come to a party, that's the first thing we do is welcome you here.